So right now, I want to show you how to calculate the best stop loss if you are trading stocks. And I want to show you very specific examples. We'll look at examples like Tesla, we'll look at examples like Apple. And this is for you if you are trading. Now, trading is different than investing. When trading, you're actively placing a stop loss to limit your losses and a profit target where you take profits. Today, we're going to focus on how to limit your loss because we want to make sure that you're not losing your shirt when trading. So let's get started. So first of all, when we talk about placing a stop loss, there is two things that you need to keep in mind. First of all, we are looking at a stop loss per trade, right? So if you're entering a trade, you need to limit your risk. And this is where we are looking at the 2% rule. What does the 2% rule mean? The 2% rule means never risk more than 2% of your account on any given trade. So let's say that you have a $10,000 account. So when you have a $10,000 account, your risk should be 2% of $10,000, which is $200. So never risk more than $200 of your account on any given trade. And here's why. Now let's say that you have, for example, 5 losses. You have 5 losses. Actually, you know what? Let's be even more conservative and say that you have 10 losses in a row, which can happen. So if you lose 10 times $200, you lose $2,000. Now, of course, this is not nice, but you still have $8,000 left. So you're still alive. You can still trade, right? You started with a $10,000 account. You have 10 losses in a row, which, by the way, is quite an accomplishment. Because if you have 10 losses in a row, you might want to revisit your strategy and go back on a simulator for a little bit. But you see, this is the key. When limiting your losses, you're still alive. You only lost $2,000 and you can still trade and make back the money that you lost. So is this making sense so far? Because if it is, do me a favor and click on like really quick, because this way I know if I'm going too fast or if I'm going at the right pace here. And if you have any questions, as always, leave a comment and I'll answer your questions right here. Okay, so never risk more than 2% on any given trade. However, here is the deal. Now the question is, how much should you risk per share that you're trading? This is an important distinguish. You need to distinguish between these two, because let me just use Tesla as an example. So Tesla right now is trading at $550. So when I'm talking about having a stop loss of $200, the 2% rule per trade, does this mean that you should apply a $200 stop loss to Tesla? So meaning that if Tesla goes down to $350 that you're selling it? No, this is not what it means. So when we calculate the best stop loss per share, I like to use a concept that is called the average daily range. And I'm going to show you in a moment on the chart what it means. The average daily range, I like to look back over the past 7 days, and I want to know how much did a particular stock move on average, right, over the past 7 days. So here I have a chart of Tesla. And right now, as of April 7th, Tesla is trading at $548. So almost at $550. Now, here is what I would like to look at. I personally like to calculate the average daily range. It's slightly different than the average true range, but for our example here, we can use the average true range. Here's what you do. You click on the F and you bring up the ATR, the average true range. Now, when you do, see, it'll show it right here on the screen. And I want to make sure that I customize it. I'm clicking here on the ATR on the little gear icon, and I'm changing the length to 7. And for the smoothing, I don't use an RMA, I'm using an SMA. This is a simple moving average. All right, so This is where you can see right now Tesla on average, you see it right here in the bottom. You see that Tesla on average is moving with $45 per day. You see today alone, compared to yesterday, it's up $32. So this means that you need to place a stop loss of at least $45 when you're swing trading stocks. Otherwise, you will be stopped out way too quickly. So you're looking at the average daily range here. So for Tesla here, this is $45. So this is $45 per share, meaning that if Tesla goes down from 550 to 505, this is when you would get rid of it. This is when you say, I was wrong, okay? It's going in the wrong direction. You're buying Tesla because you want Tesla to go up. If it is moving against you, get out, right? I mean, get out before it gets worse. So, however, if we want to risk $45 per share, and now we also want to overall risk $200 per one trade, per this Tesla trade, how many shares are we allowed to trade? You get the idea? We take the $200 and now divide it by 45. So this means that we can trade 4 shares of Tesla, because 4 times 45 means that we are risking $180 overall on this trade. Is this making sense thus far? We'll do another example in just a moment, but let me know if this is making sense. And if it does, give me a thumbs up really quick. And by the way, if this is your first time here on this channel and you're enjoying it thus far, click on the subscribe button and hit the little notification bell, because this way you get notified whenever I release a new video. So now we want to do the same thing, and we're doing it for Apple. So Apple right now is trading at $262. Let's just say $260 as I'm recording it. So let's take a look at the charts. And again, what we want to do here is look at the ATR, the average true range, or I like to use the average daily range, but it's not built into TradingView, so therefore we use the average true range. And you see, it is $11. Quite different from Tesla, where it was $35. You see, when you have a stock that is more volatile, you have to apply a larger stop loss, and here we can apply a smaller stop loss. We have to give the stock at least $12, otherwise we're getting stopped out too quickly. But on the other hand, if you're buying it and it doesn't immediately move up, get out right away. This making sense? Good. So since we have the average daily range of $12, and now again we have to see overall on this trade, we want to risk $200. So how many shares should we trade of Apple? See, previously in the example of Tesla, we were trading 4 shares. And here we're taking the $200 that we want to risk overall and divide it by 12. It's around 16 shares. Okay. So this means here, instead of trading 4 shares, we are trading 16 shares. What does it mean? Because 16 shares times $12 per share that we are risking would be $192 that we risk, which is in line with the overall $200 that we want to risk. It is very important that you use the 2% rule for the overall risk per trade, and then you use the average daily range to calculate how much you should risk per share. So in our example here, Apple, see if Apple moves down from 260, if it moves down by $12 to 248, you get out of it because it means that you were wrong, okay? Now, when you apply these 2 key principles, this is how you preserve your trading account. Because with the 2% rule, as you can see here on the left-hand side, this is how we make sure that we are not wiping out our account on a single trade. And now the key question is, how much should you risk per share? And this depends really on the stock that you're trading. Stocks that are more volatile like Tesla, they require a larger stop loss, and stocks that are a little bit less volatile like Apple right now, they require a smaller stop loss. All right. Hope this helps, and if you find this helpful, click on like, subscribe to this channel, and also I have more videos for you that I have here on the screen here right now So if you enjoyed this video, just click on any of the videos here on the left or on the right, and I'll see you in the next video.